I sent you a text about this the other day. I interviewed Freeway Ricky Ross.
I said
right?
brilliantly disciplined.
Yeah.
For what he did.
We did an interview recently where he talked about.
When I sold drugs, I hated anything that shined.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want attention, I had a Ford that I fixed up. I made it look like a hearse, just so people wouldn't look at it. I found out that.
Yeah. When do you pull over a hearse? Like,
Never.
Like, what are you gonna find?
No. When do you look at it? You don't even want to look at
Not
it.
even gonna look at it. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm always thinking and looking. So one day I was sitting at a stoplight and there was a hearse right next to me, and I keep finding myself like glancing, but I really don't want to look at it. And then I was like, wow. That's the perfect disguise, because nobody want to look at those.
A hearse. I interviewed Lil D, who was the crack king of Oakland.
Right. He said the Maserati was the drug car, and yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. He said that everything started to unravel when he started buying Maseratis.
I'm not realizing that when I'm start buying these cars, the attention that I'm getting in the streets is stuff is gonna get back to the authorities, So at that point, now they starting to say, we got to start really looking at this guy. He got to be having a lot of money to be buying these cars that he's buying. And before I got out of high school in the 12th grade, one of these officers told one of my aunties that we know what your nephew out here doing, but we going to wait until he get out of high school, But we going to get him.
Very interesting how that happens. And and to be fair, you take someone who doesn't have a lot of money, who never had a lot of money, and you suddenly give them $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 and expect them not to buy all the things they've been seeing on television.
This is why I say it was brilliantly disciplined, because who the fuck at such a young age has the type of discipline to not spend that money when it comes to you? To not get all the things you've ever dreamed of having and just say, nope, I'm gonna fucking fall back and just, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
People want to prove, you know what I mean? What the fuck they have, Now that I think about it, like shit like that was almost the first Instagram. Like flossing was like Instagram before there was Instagram. Like, how are you supposed to know that I'm doing well unless you see me in this nice car with these new sneakers and my gear and da jewelry? How would you ever know? And you want people to know. That's the problem. It's not enough that you know it. You want other people to know, because this is a mental world, and you want people to know.
Yep.
It matters in your mind what's in their mind about you.
Yeah. And there's always a cost associated with that. There's always a cost of showing off. You will pay it in one way or another.
Right.
Whether it's people trying to sue you,
rob
whether
you,
it's people trying to rob you, or whether it's people just talking bad about you, becoming jealous of you. I've always, there's always been a very interesting kind of thing, and this is something I've experienced a couple times where I would do a deal with somebody and say, okay, well, they're like, yeah, I want you to put this video up on your channel, and I'd either pay them for it, or they'd say, yeah, I really want the promo. Then the video will do well, and they're like, well, so are you gonna break me off something from that? And it's like, well, no, because that's not the deal. Now we could do something new, and we could work out the deal ahead of time.
Right.
And people feel some type of way about it. And I remember when I was younger, I used to do the same shit to other people. It'd be like, I remember I went on my first tour when I DJ'd for this rap group for the first time, and I was broke as shit, and our last show was sold out and whatever else. And I was like, yo, man, I see you doing well. Can you break me off for something a little extra? And it's like, this is what happens when you don't have a lot. People feel like, well, you got extra, you got a lot. Break me off more than I deserve. And that's when problems start to arise. And that's
Or when you just
jealousy-
try to negotiate mid-deal, you can't do that. Once the deal is already done, it's for better or for worse. You see what I'm saying? Now there is renegotiation once you finish the terms of the first deal, but a lot of times people will see something that's going on, they maybe didn't anticipate something, and now they want to change the terms of the deal mid-deal. That's some bullshit right there.
Yep. You're always better off keeping the shit to yourself. You're always better off not flossing, not having that fancy jewelry that you show off to the world, that fancy car, this or that. Like, you know, you're always better off being humble. I know it's the hardest thing to do in the world sometimes.
Because we're all guilty of it.
We're all guilty of it, including myself.
Of course. You just tried to say you wear Magnum Thins. You were
well, that's that.
You were trying to show off.
I guess that's kind of the same thing.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's material.
You want them to know.
It's flat. It's
Magnum Thins, y'all.
It's my own material.
Magnum Thins.
It's material. But yeah, man, you will see that some of the smartest, most successful people are actually the most humblest because they know that they benefit from being humble. They get to keep more of their money by being humble. Like I remember I just interviewed Nick Cannon and we were talking about the Forbes list.
Like I said, I know it's several years. I made way more money than the people that was on there. I don't know. It's never really, I don't like people to know how much money I have.
But some people, in fact, I'd heard someone told me, someone very, very close to the situation, very, very close, that was in the mix at Roc-A-Fella, said that they feel the reason why Jay-Z and Dame broke it off was that Jay got tired of not being on the Forbes list every year because he had to split the money 3 ways.
Oh.
Yeah. That list to him was important. And look, he's been on that list ever since.
Right.
But because the money was split with 2 different partners, he would never hit that list. And he said, man, fuck this. I'm going to be on this Forbes list. And here he is still on the Forbes list. And, the guys who he broke it off with have not been on the Forbes list. Not saying that they're doing bad or whatever else. I mean, they're doing fine. Me and Biggs, we talk all the time. He's doing great. He's just not doing Forbes list great, allegedly.
Dame Dash is doing great too. Yeah. Just not Forbes list, but
not Forbes.
They
list,
not hurting,
which is not hurting. Not hurting.
Mm-hmm.